Okay, this is our first lesson, and I'm not wearing anything nice, as you can see. I'm going to teach a bunch of things here. I'm not going to teach you one big thing, but you have to remember all these small things, and you have to put them together, and you'll have plenty of time to do this. So what we're going to do is teach you all these small things again, and we put them together into a big thing. And if you learn all these things and put them together, and you'll know what these things are as we go along, as they come up, we'll go over them, then you'll be able to do well on the reading. And it's not difficult. There's easy things. They're so easy, in fact, that some people find them difficult. I know that's a little hard to understand, but the Dalai Lama said that. We can't understand him because he's too simple. And a lot of students think that the SAT reading is difficult and very subjective, but it's quite objective if you know the criteria to look for. And that's what I'm here to teach you, to see how to make this very easy. And it takes getting used to. If it were that easy, everybody would be able to do well on the reading and nobody would think it was difficult, and then I wouldn't be making this video. So let's just start, because I feel more comfortable teaching this stuff. And as we see the different issues that come up in the problems, I will go over them. I'm not going to teach them to you all at once, but I will point them out as we go along, okay? Let's look at the first problem, actually. That's the best way to start, because you saw the intro. The author uses the phrase, hang on, let me get this clicker out. The author uses the phrase embarked upon to emphasize which of the following. Now, clearly we have, whoops, wrong side. We have embarked upon here, which means embarked upon. If you don't know it, look it up. But let's see. It's a verb, isn't it? So, and I guess a preposition. So let's go back to the passage. In fourth grade, I embarked upon what? A grandiose reading program. So what does in fourth grade tell you? Nothing, really. Just, it's a setting for time. But the verb says, I embarked upon something, and the subject is I, so obviously it's the author, who's a Hispanic American writer. Now, he embarked upon what? A grandiose reading program. So this is the object of that verb. And all we have to do is, first, we got to match reading program. And if we can do that, we'll be fine. Let's take a look at the answer choices now. Let's see. How do we look? We look for the reading program thing. Which books were important? Okay, talks about books. Now, oops, is that the wrong question? Yes, it is. The transient nature of the fictional world. Okay. Let's see. The fictional world. We like the word world, actually. Why? It's a general word that talks about reality or the universe or things like that. We like those kind of things, and you'll see that developing as a pattern. So the fictional world could be what? The world of books, which is also mentioned in B. We talk about literature in C, which is more like a specific kind of book, so maybe not. Here we have nothing about books, the world of his parents. Notice they bring up the world thing, but it's a world of parents. Did we see anything about parents? No. How about his sense of isolation from his classmates? Nothing about books. So we have references to books in A, B, and C. Okay? Now, the fictional world, world of books, I like A and B. Why? C is literature. It's a specific kind of book. And what you'll notice in a lot of the questions is that they will use a more general term in the answer choices. If A and B don't work, we can go back to C. But we like the world thing, as I told you. Now, the transient nature of the fictional world, or his commitment to an exploration of the world of books. Let's go back. Give me the names of important books. See? He says, look what comes after this sentence, books, right? So it is a book thing. Now, they soon found out that I had in mind adult books. All right. So what does grandiose mean, though? That's the key. This is like a everyday word? No. We don't see this word every day. Maybe I see it once every 3 months. Not even. Anyway, grandiose means really big. Yes? Look it up. Could that be the world? Yes. So let's go back. Now, the transient nature. What does transient mean? If you don't know, look it up. Do I sound like your mother? Yes. Now, the transient means what? Not long-lasting, changing. Yes? Is there anything about long time or change here, which is a big issue in reading? Now, there's nothing about changing, is there? Now, how about his commitment to an exploration of the world of books? We like the world thing because of, what was that word? Grandiose, right? Now, if he's embarking upon some kind of reading program, this could be a commitment, couldn't it? But really, this is word matching. We can't match anything to transient. So what? It can't be it. There's no word in there that tells you transient. Why do I keep looking over there? I should look over here at you. Now, look at the other things. Literature can change. Again, change. Transient and change are linked, and they're big themes. But is there anything about changing his outlook? Either that or he's just starting a reading program. He's starting a reading program, isn't he? Fear? Nothing about fear. Isolation? No. These are all imaginary things, right? He might fear it because it's a big world or whatever. And isolation? What? Because he reads a lot, he isolates himself? That's imagination. But there's no word. That's your imagination at work. That might be the next step of what could happen. And we're not worried about what could happen. We're worried about what's actually written and matching the words. The only real match here is the world of books and the exploration and commitment thing. The world matches with grandiose. That's the key. It's a pretty easy problem. Answer is B. All right? Let's move on. I don't want to take too long on one problem. Oops. The author initially believed important books to be books that. Okay. Now we're talking about the important books. And this is in quotation marks, so. And he thinks, believe means kind of think. So we got to see what his opinion is here. Now, let's go back to the passage. Important books. Okay? So he says, give me the names of important books, I would say to startled teachers. Now, you notice it says they here. The teachers found out that I had in mind what? Well, what does I had in mind mean? I had in mind what? Adult books. Notice they say the teachers, right? Now, the teachers, we have to figure out what they say, what they think here. Why? Because he said to the teachers he wants important books. So now they found out what I had in mind. So obviously, what they found out is going to be important. Why? The author initially believed important books to be books that. Now, when it says the author believed, clearly it's what he thinks or his opinion. And the topic, which is going to be important, we want the topic and the issue. The topic is going to be the important books. Now, what we need to think is, what does he say about these important books? Probably later. Okay? Now, why would we say later? Well, look, it's lines 2 to 3. It's probably not going to come before. So we got to look upon later. Now, it says here, this is too long. Give me the names of important books. Again, books is a topic from the reading program, right? But now we want the important books. Well, obviously it's not just the books, it's the important books. The question is, oops, why are they important, okay? Now, he said to the startled teachers, but we need to know why, so we're going to go to the next sentence, and it starts with they. They means who? The teachers, clearly. Can't be him. They soon found out that I had in mind adult books. This is a key, adult books. Anytime you see these weird things like quotation marks, they're going to be important. Notice it says books, books, important, adult. So what do you think that means? Important equals adult. Yes? This is very easy, isn't it? This is like kindergarten crap, really. Well, kindergartners can't read this, but you know what I mean. All right, let's go back to the question. Oops. Here we go. The author initially believed important books to be books that, okay. All right, important books are, what was it? I got to go back here. I have a very bad memory because I'm old. Adult books. Okay, so we got to look for a word like adult. Yes, because we're trying to match important to adult because the books are the same thing here. Okay, now let's go back. I'm sure some people are laughing at me because I'm an idiot, but that's okay.